Hello everyone, ADR Bricks here with my review of the LEGO Star Wars Rebel U-Wing Starfighter, set 75155. Released in October of 2016, this set coincided with the release of the first live-action Star Wars movie that was not numbered as an episode like the rest in the Skywalker saga. Star Wars Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. It is 659 pieces and retailed for $79.99 US, €79.99 euros, £74.99 pounds, and $99.99 in Canadian. The ship appears heavily in Rogue One and was used by the Rebel Alliance and partisans to transport troops who would eventually help the Death Star plans make their way to the rest of the Rebels, which in turn helped them destroy the Death Star. It was a rare ship to see around the galaxy, as not many were produced, and this is also a reason not many are seen throughout the other films and media. It was also made by the same company that made the Z-95 Headhunters during the Clone Wars, and the X-Wing during the original trilogy. The build was quite simple, and one thing that struck me the most was how the undercarriage was connected to the rest of the ship. This set comes with 5 minifigures, 4 rebels, and one I would consider to be both a rebel and a partisan. B-Stan, as you can see here, was a rebel, and he was responsible for taking out an AT-ACT during the Battle of Scarif. Then you have a regular rebel trooper, and a U-Wing pilot, which is pretty cool, with nice detailing. Next up, we have a main character from Rogue One, Cassian Andor, and although you can see a bit of his alternate face on the back, you also have the fur detailing from his coat, which is really nice. And finally, we have Jyn Erso, and I would consider her both a partisan and a rebel. Why? Because she was taught by Saw Gerrera, but she also wanted to be part of the rebellion. Many of you are probably wondering, why in the world am I seeing a zoomed part of this speed build? Well, it's because I found a very tiny piece of metal in bag 4 of this set, which is highly unusual as LEGO has very good quality control. Now, I just wanted to throw this in as evidence, and although I did speed it up then slow it down, so some of the frames were cut out, this is unaltered other than that. I have contacted LEGO, but because this was done over the holidays, I do not expect an adequate response right away. If ever this happens to you, I highly suggest contacting LEGO right away and making sure this is not a dangerous piece. I asked 2 notable figures in the LEGO community, such as Ash and Flash and M&R Productions, on their opinion on this. This has never happened to either of them, and they found it extremely weird. I talked to another guy on Discord who said this has happened to him, but they were metal beads and not the same thing. Onto the actual build. As you can see, the undercarriage is quite large, probably for a kid to hold, and the sliding doors are a nice feature that I enjoy a lot. And once you get those doors open, there's actually a gun on each side that pops out. And that is the same gun that was used by B-Stan to shoot down an AT-ACT, which is basically a modified AT-AT. The wings of the ship are retractable and actually increase the deflector shield's efficiency when put back in that way. It's hard to get all in one shot, and not to mention it also makes the ship a bit more aerodynamic. This is in canon. I'm not too sure if I were to put this in a wind tunnel if it would make much of a difference. As you can see, you cannot just open the cockpit by jamming your nail in between the crack. Now, they added a cool feature on the back where you just push something and it pops up a bit. Now, let's get that U-Wing pilot in there. I had a little bit of trouble putting him in because he has to go in at an angle or else he doesn't fit or it doesn't close all the way. The official name of the ship is the UT-60D U-Wing Starfighter. The length of the ship in canon is 24.98 meters, which is quite long for a starfighter or dropship. It could also hold 12 people, a pilot, a co-pilot, 2 gunners, and 8 passengers. Now we're going to try and stuff as many of them in there because I really have no patience in trying to actually fit them well. They all do fit, which is pretty funny though. But I'm not so sure 12 would fit. Maybe if we sat them properly or scrunched them up, but that's about it. Another cool feature of this ship is that the pilot can see underneath and above. That must help a lot for spatial awareness and knowing where he's dropping his troops. Let's get these 2 spring-loaded shooters in there and all ready to fire. Now, I didn't realize till this very moment that the 2 1x2 tiles that are blue on the top are what you actually press down to shoot those out. They also fire quite far, which is entertaining. Even as an adult, I'm having a lot of fun with this set. The greebling on the back of the model was done very well. The use of 1x2 grills as the radiator fins in the back attribute to this. Since we are focusing on the back of the ship right now, the engines are very nice and look very similar to the X-Wings, obviously. Now, the hyperdrive of the ship was actually split into 4, and all 4 engines had to work at the same time to make the hyperdrive work. I am quite surprised it holds up very well when standing like this, and you can see the U, which is why it's named the U-Wing. One thing that I particularly did not enjoy in this set were the stickers, especially on the cockpit piece at the bottom. It was also used in the X-Wing, and the stickers that I had to place on both the UCS X-Wing that I'm talking about and this right here really took away from it because I missed and both stickers look terrible now. Something else that has bothered me from this set was the droopy S-foil wings. Now, I found the pieces very hard to put together, the larger plates, and they didn't stick well. I would consider this to be minor because it's not really noticeable if you look from far. Overall, I think this is a fantastic Star Wars set. Not only is it a simple build, but has some fantastic play features hidden in plain sight. Although, if you are going for movie accuracy, you may need to mod the bottom. Many people have done it online and on YouTube. I would suggest going around and checking it out. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and I'll see you next time, or I should say next year, on ADR Bricks.